Jingle bell, jingle rock, rock. Jingle bells swing, jingle, jingle bells ring.
Hey you guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, which of course you probably are, my name is Jamie. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you're feeling my content, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button to stick around for the rest of Vlogmas because you're my friend now. Yup. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a great day, or did have a great day, whichever is finding you at this time. I'm sitting outside in the truck because I just pulled up at home from getting off of work, and I was really thinking about something. He like tried to holler at me at the store or whatever, and I was just like, no, I'm okay, I'm unavailable. Like, and I've been saying that for a long time. And he was like, damn, like, he was like, I see you all the time, you know, coming to the store, getting your shells and shit. Like, you always be by yourself for real. So I know you ain't got to do, like, what is it? And I was like, honestly, I'm traumatized by men. And I really don't want to, like, I just don't even want to go down that road. And he's like, damn. Like, he's just like, damn. And just shook his head. I'm like, yeah, see you around though, and just left out the store. And that just bring me to something, like, I want to say a story time, because I be seeing story times about their like crazy relationship stories, and I kind of want to talk about this because I don't consider him like this story like a relationship. So this isn't like one of my exes, but it was a guy that I used to talk to back in the day, right? So I'm gonna tell you a little tea. 2017 or 28 into the beginning of 2018, I was party promoting here in Cleveland. Team Rose, shout out to Rob, rest in power. But and excuse, oh my god, my lash is coming up, please excuse that. I look like I was working hard today, but anyway, so I was party promoting. Now, I used to go to these photo shoots, and then we would have, you know, of course, our actual parties, and I would have to book, you know, people's birthday parties, hook them up with sections, bottles, all that type of jazz, right? So this one particular day, we're at the studio because we're about to, you know, have a photo shoot. So I'm having a photo shoot, and up until this point, I pretty much stayed to myself. Like, I conversed with a few of the young ladies that was in the team with me or whatever, but I pretty much was there, like, I was really, like, networking, getting my money and going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really, like, trying to make, like, I was making friends, but I'm still very antisocial, and I'm still like that now, even more now. But I was definitely like antisocial, and I'm a little shy. So it's really because I'm shy that I just don't talk to people unless they talk to me first, and then they find out I'm cool as fuck. But anyway, we had a photo shoot or whatever, and I guess I'm gonna call him Key. And I guess Key was feeling it, girl, right? So he's like, we had an event later on that night or whatever, that we were promoting. So he was saying, like, you know, are you sliding to the event, da-da-da-da? And I'm like, well, you know, I really was just about to go because this particular event, like, at this point, I think it was this particular event I wasn't participating because I really, like, wasn't supposed to be there, but we ended up booking a photo shoot. So I'm like, well, I make time to, you know what I'm saying, come to the photo shoot because I had somewhere else to be afterwards, basically what was going on. So he asked me, you know, I'm coming to the party that we were all hosting or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, I gotta check with my friend, see what she's trying to do, because we were supposed to link. If she want to come down here, we, you know what I'm saying, we'll kick it, and then, you know, because I got something else to do. So he's like, all right, bet, you know what I'm saying. So me and my friend, we ended up going or whatever, and we was kicking it. We was pretty much on the patio, like, me and her both like some stoners, so we gonna smoke, like, we gonna smoke a bag wherever the fuck we at. So if you don't like that, don't come around us, basically. So we outside, and he just like, he just like keep walking up and like talking to me or whatever, and then he walk away, and then like he would come and like stand next to me. And it's just like, you know how when you at a party or like you at the club or the bar or something, like, you know when dudes is like checking you out. So it was almost like he was trying to like stake his territory, but at the same time he was there with another girl. This other girl ended up coming and she was mean mugging me, and I guess she thought I was there with him, and I'm like, no, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing my one too. And he kept coming over to where, you know what I'm saying, where we was at. So we ended up leaving or whatever, and before we left he asked me for my number, and I'm like, you here with a whole girl? I'm like, I don't know. He's just like, that's just my friend, you know what I'm saying, blah 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 blah, whatever. Didn't give him my number because I'm like, niggas be on bullshit, I ain't got time. So again, like I said, but we was party promoting, so I ended up seeing him the next day at another club or whatever that we were hosting at. Particular party, I had basically like maybe 4 or 5 birthdays going on. So I'm just, you know what I'm saying, getting my people in, getting their money if they owe me money. You know what I'm saying, making sure they get their bottle, their hookah, whatever their section is good, all that type of shit. So I'm kind of moving around at this point. So I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm networking with some of my people, like, you know. So I had me a few drinks, I was feeling good, I was dancing, da 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 da, and Key was just looking like I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, like, I kept peeping him, but he's just like, I'm about to go talk to her, basically. So he hollered at me or whatever, and I guess, you know, liquor make me friendly or something, I don't know, but I ended up giving him my number. We started talking, and actually he was like pretty cool. He was like a car mechanic or some shit, so I would like pop over to his job or whatever, see him. He would ask me to come up there, like, you know what I'm saying, he was like really nice. He would send me money for lunch, like, you know what I'm saying, he was texting me all the time, calling me all the time. Like, I'm like, okay, he putting pressure on your girl, like, okay, I see you, right, okay. Month and a half or so of us into talking. Of course, like I said, we still party promoting, so pretty much Thursday through Sunday we got events going on. Plus I was working my other job, so we was busy, but we was like making time for each other, and then we would see each other, you know, we was party promoting, of course, and whatever. So he ended up telling me that he was about to go to Chicago, him, his sister, his niece, and he asked me if I wanted to go because he wanted to see like his aunts and uncles and, you know, his cousins, whatever, right? Oh, let me rewind before we get into this. It was the summertime, so it was nice or whatever, and when we did kick it, we always would end up like at his grandfather's house or his sister's house. So I then met his sister and his niece was around my age, and he was like 30 a few years ago, so I was like 25. So I met his sister and his niece. I met his grandfather, I met his brother, I met his boss. Like, I met so many people in this man's life, right? So in my mind, like, he really not talking to nobody, and he putting all this pressure on me. Like, he, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, but I'm not letting my guard down because I'm traumatized already at this point. But it's not as bad as it is now, basically. He tells me about Chicago, and he wants to go see his people. And he's like, well, you want to go? And me being me, I love a good road trip. I love me a good flight. I love me a little vacation. So, yes, I'm going to go. Chicago, met his aunt, his uncle, like, just was all in the family tea. Like, spent the night at his aunt and uncle house the first night we got there, and then we went to the hotel the next day. Like we was just smooth kicking it downtown, shopping, eating, all this type of stuff. Like, it was a good little vacation. When we road tripped from Cleveland, so it's only like 5 hours or so, and we went through the Amish country on the way back, and you know what I'm saying, like, it was a nice little time, right? Point, I want to say, we're talking, this is almost like we're like month 3, right? And like the 3rd month into something, this is when people true colors start coming out. I don't make no moves until after 90 days. Like, I'm dead ass serious, because you gonna see some shit within that 90 days that's gonna either make you really want to be with this person, or it's gonna be like, no. So I get a message from this girl on Facebook, basically like, are you talking to Key? I seen the messages between y'all, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, like, we be kicking it heavy, like, why was good? she's like, oh, we still together, he lived with me, da da da. Mind you, he said he lived with his grandfather because he's originally from Louisiana and he had like moved up here within like a year or so. So you know what I'm saying, he was still trying to establish himself. So I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna have to talk to him because I don't know what you want me to say. That's what I'm telling the girl, because I'm not about to sit here and tell you all the business, because I've also interacted with females that are literally fucking cuckoo and that don't understand that they're not in a relationship with this man. Like, I've dealt with that other side of the coin, so I'm not one to just automatically believe the girl, but I'm not the one to also deny her. You get what I'm saying? Because it's always coming from a place of truth, regardless of what the outcome is being said. You get what I'm saying? I don't even know if that makes sense, but I hope y'all get what I'm saying. So of course I confront him, and he's like, that's my ex. We recently broke up like a month or so before I was talking to you. That's why I was trying to take things slow and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, you're not my man. So if you in a relationship though, like, you can't talk to me. But like, if you just, you know what I'm saying, dating her and you dating me or whatever the case may be, then that's just what it is. Because like I said, at this point, like, I really wasn't taking him serious. I was just like, okay, you applying pressure, but like I said, I don't take shit serious until within that 90 days. And make sure you like this video for tell you another, like, a part 2 of why I reinforced that whole 90-day rule for me. So if you want to know another story time, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Okay. So I confront him, and he says all that, basically denying it, of course. And I'm just like, all right, well, whatever. So I kind of fell back, but you know, like, we wasn't kicking it outside of the parties and shit. So at this point, I really was only seeing him like when I was, you know, going to the club, going to photo shoots, things like that. Like, other than that, I wasn't even, he knew I wasn't even on that type of time, because I don't even know what you really on. And at the same time, like I said, he was still applying pressure, like, I want you back, like, don't believe her, like, I want you, right? We just end up still talking, like, kind of talking, like, kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of kicking it. Like I said, we had an event or whatever, and of course, like I said, I'm working, so I'm making sure that the people whose birthday parties I booked, their section is good, they got their bottle coming, they people getting in all right, blah 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 blah. Like, I'm, you know what I'm saying, if you got money for me, I'm coming to collect that before you even sit down and start shaking your ass. Like, I was on it, but I was cool as fuck, and I was meeting so many people. So I was moving around, and at this point, pretty much all my people had got there. I ended up, like, going to the front. I think I was, like, hollering at Rob and Mike or whatever, probably giving them some money or something, like, maybe smoking. I don't know what I was doing, but I ended up walking to the front. I'm like, yeah, I remember I was telling them, like, I had one more person whose party, like, was missing a few people that should be coming up, but everybody else is here, you know, handing him the money, all this type of stuff. So the next thing you know, mind you, first of all, at this point, every event and everything like that, I ended up driving by myself to these places, because one, I was working, so I never was drinking that much, and two, when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I don't like waiting on people. So I meant to say that in the beginning. So in this particular time, like I said, he was trying to apply pressure, so we ended up riding together from, you know what I'm saying, we had a photo shoot, and then we ended up riding together. Like, I dropped my car off, and I got in his car, and we rode to the club, because it was only like maybe not even 15 minutes from my house where we were going. So, because he wanted to talk to me or whatever. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, at this particular day, I actually gave this nigga a chance. This is what pissed me off too. So like I said, I walk outside the building, I go talk to Rob, you know what I'm saying, handle our business or whatever. And this girl walk up on me. Mind you, don't look shit like her pictures on Facebook. Like, she looked like her, but it was like, whoa. And I'm not one to talk about people, but it's like, sis, like, you and your filters and your Photoshop need to chill, because you don't even, what is happening? Like, I was confused. I didn't even know what the fuck she was talking about. So she was like, you really, like, after I told you that was my man, you really, like, pulling up at the club with him? And I'm like, first of all, we left the photo shoot, and your quote-unquote man was trying so hard to talk to me, so I rode 10 minutes down the street to go get my money, because I'm here to work. Like, what you on? I'm like, that's not even my man. Like, he want me. Like, I'll show you all the messages. He want me. But one thing I'm not about to do is argue about a nigga. Like, I'm sorry, I'm never about to do that. Like, you can have him with a bow, bitch. I'm never about to argue about a dude with you. Like, especially a nigga that ain't shit and clearly ain't treating either one of us correctly. Like, what the fuck I'm sitting here arguing with you for? What? So anyway, so I say my piece, and she's like, well, her friend's walking up, and she was like, well, I said what I said, and da-da, like, whatever the fuck. So I end up walking off on her, because I'm like, anyways, girl, like I said, I'm not about to argue with you about a nigga. So my first mind is, I'm about to go find him. So I walk back into the bar with a mission. Like, I'm about to go find this nigga, tell him his bitch is outside, and he needs to take me the fuck back to my car. Like, I don't got time for none of this shit. Like, I already had my money. I made my money. The money that I needed to pay Rob and Mike was paid. Like, I don't really need to be here no more. You get what I'm saying? Like, that shit just blew me. That's one thing about me. I'm not about to argue, tussle, fight about no man. Like, you can have him, sis, I promise. So, child, even my ex-fiance, that's what I was on, and he was my fucking fiance. Like, if you want to be like that, and you really want my man, and he entertaining you, baby, you can have him and watch me walk away, period. Like, anyways, going to the club to go find him. He out on the patio just to keep keying. This is what pissed me off, because he just to keep keying, don't know what the fuck is going on. So I walk up to him, and I'm like, yo, bitch outside, and you need to take me home, because I don't got time for none of this. Like, and I guess I was looking at him crazy as fuck, and he like, what are you talking about? I'm like, your bitch. And I said it like, I repeated myself, but I was like loud, because now I'm about to make a scene, because now you playing, you acting like you stupid and you ain't hear me. Your bitch is outside, and you need to take me home. Like, what the fuck? What are you not understanding, right? So he like, what the fuck is you talking about? Because at this point, I done embarrassed them. And the one thing that niggas hate is to be embarrassed in front of their niggas, because now they niggas is laughing at them. Like, nigga, you corny as fuck. Like, you getting caught up and shit. Like, you lame, da-da-da-da. Like, so these niggas laughing, so he getting salty. So he stormed out the club. So just imagine a little 5'4", light-skinned T.I. looking motherfucker just storming through the club, mad as fuck, y'all. Funny, this shit was funny as fuck. Like, I'm walking behind him laughing, because his friends is behind me, and they talking shit like, oh shit, I got money on her, because she look like she'd beat somebody ass. I turn around like, I ain't fighting over him. Do you see that? I'm not. One thing, I'm like, maybe you see me. Like, you see me. I'm not about to fight over him. I'm too cute for that. That's not paying my bills. What the fuck I'm about to fight you for? Anyways, so, you know, I'm popping my shit, because I'm gonna pop my shit. So I get back outside, and I'm like, bro, you need to take me home, because the first thing, he walked out the door, and I'm saying to him, like, I don't know bullshit when we get out here. I just want to go the fuck home, because I ain't trying to be no bitch ass. Like, I'm popping my shit, right? So the first thing, as soon as when he come out the door, she on his ass. What the fuck you and this bitch with this bitch and this ugly ass bitch? And I'm like, whoa. See, one thing you're not about to do is disrespect me, though. Because, bitch, at least I look like my pictures. I'm in here booking parties and making money because I'm pretty and I'm cool as fucking niggas want to fuck with me. You in here, you outside pressed. I'm going in on it. Like, you outside pressed about a nigga that's clearly not pressed about you, embarrassing yourself. You came up to the club looking goofy as fuck, looking a mess, but I'm ugly. Like, and I'm here making money. Bitch, your attitude is ugly. Anyway, can you take me home? Like, I'm literally going off. Like, can you take me home? He's like, man, just get in the truck, I'll deal with her. So I'm like walking to the truck, and I'm like, and I said what I said, and I wanted that bitch to run up. You get what I'm saying? Like, I wanted her to run up. Like, run up. So we so I get in the truck or whatever, and as soon as when he's in the truck, he literally like put the key, start that bitch, and pull off like within like 2 seconds. Like, she couldn't even get like out the parking lot. Like, parking lot part, you know, to cross the parking lot before he was like pulling off. Like, that nigga was like skirt, and the whole way he's like, I don't understand. I told her I don't want to be with her, da 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 da. And I'm like, bro, I don't care about none of that shit. Because one thing you not about to do with me is have me looking goofy outside and have me about to sit here beat somebody ass because they feel like they want to disrespect me over some dick. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, nigga, you look, no. I don't know what the fuck you thought, but no. So we arguing because I guess my perspective and my intolerance to his bullshit was rubbing him the wrong way. And on top of that, old girl blowing him up and all types of shit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, spin the block. Spin the block. Because we about to go back to the club. Because you about to let me out. You about to let me out. And I'm about to call my people and come and pick me up. Because I'm not about to do none of this with you. Like, I'm just not. Like, in 10 minutes in the car felt so long. Like, on the way, 10 to 15 minutes in the car with him felt so long because I just could not do it. Like, bruh, no. So I'm like, just take me back to the club. So he turned around real quick. We ain't get but, like, damn near barely up the street at this point. Got me back off. I call my mama and I tell her what happened. And her and my daddy pull up and come and pick me up. And I get in the truck and I talk to them and I tell them what's up, because me and my dad had this relationship where he's always told me since I was a kid, if something happened, if I'm in a situation where I'm uncomfortable, if something's going on and I need to leave and I can't leave on my own, I can call him and he'll come and pick me up and he won't ask no questions unless, you know what I'm saying, if you feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's necessary, like something really bad happened or something, or, you know what I'm saying, I want to talk about it. But he's not gonna, like, as soon as he pull up, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he's not gonna do that. And my mom was the same way. But me and my mom, I could talk to her about these dumbass niggas because she, you know, one thing about it, your mama has dealt with the same shit one way or another. So, like, you can really talk to your parents. Like, I learned that, and I really, like, I miss my mom a lot of days because I wish I could just talk to her about some of the shit that I went through, like, behind these dudes. Like, it don't make no sense. Next day, she sent me screenshots and pictures of him in the bed with her, like, the night before, like, after he skirted off and all that type of shit. I guess they argued and then they made up, and she decided she wanted to send me pictures to confirm that he's her man. I'm like, okay. Like, he was blocked before I even went back into the club. Like, in my mind, he was cut off. I didn't want you no more. When I walked back in the club to tell him that his bitch was outside, at that point, you scumming the earth to me. Cause no, I don't fuck with foul ass niggas like this. So no. So I didn't even care. I like hearted the messages and I was like, baby girl, you shouldn't be proud of that. You actually deserve better, and I'm sorry that you feel like you thought you won, and I'm sorry that you feel like you got something special, but he ain't shit, and he gonna play your ass again. Like, I don't get what you proud of, but you know what I'm saying. Y'all take care. Cheers. Like, y'all take care. Like, I don't know. That's just how I am. Like, I'm not about to argue about no dude. I'm not about to fight about no dude. Not one that's doing me wrong. That's got me out here looking goofy. What I'm about to do all that, child. Y'all, this is what I don't understand. Like, girls be out here looking crazy as fuck, doing all this behind a nigga that ain't even doing right by you. Crazy. I'm gonna go my lash. Look at that, y'all. But I'm about to go ahead and go in the house because it's starting to get cold. And I'm holla at y'all tomorrow in the next video. If you enjoyed this story time, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and make sure you stick around for the rest of Vlogmas and until forever. And make sure you comment below. I want to hear the craziest story you ever had involving the opposite. It's like somebody you was dating or in a relationship with. Like, I want to know. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Take care. Bye.